I don't understand why a woman saying that she's ready to submit to her husband and she spoke about why she's doing it has to re-clarify it. But that's what goes on this day and age. This day and age. And I want y'all to understand this isn't the only article. There are multiple articles. So I didn't just have to look very far for this. This story has went everywhere. It's went viral. Because you know you got a lot of these feminists who just hate men and they don't want to be with a man who's strong and masculine and intelligent. They really don't. If he are those things, it's a situation where he is dependent on them one way or the other. He's dependent on them one way or the other. I mean, look at the melanated community. Look at the fact that you have women who have accepted a masculine role in relationships. They have. I don't care if they're taking femininity courses. You're too late on that. You're too late on that. Okay? You're too late on the I'm trying to take femininity courses to be more feminine at age 45. When you have adult children, you've been divorced a few times, you're in and out of relationships, now all of a sudden you want to be feminine. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You got women that used to mock women for being too feminine, calling them weak, pushovers. But then look at you, right? Look at you. Look at you. You're single. And you've been single a lot. You got some women that say they've been single for 5, 8, 10 years. And then they will claim that they have all these traits. Well, where they're at? Where are these traits? Are you keeping them to yourself? You waiting for God to send you your man, right? You've been waiting 10 years for God to send you the man of your dreams, right? That's what I'm hearing in the melanated community as well. They're saying that God is going to send them who they're looking for. And I'm like, okay, you know what? That's fine, but you've been waiting for a decade. You've been waiting a decade. You haven't at least tried to look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, what am I doing wrong? It's always that other guy. Or is it that you are attracted to the same men that you know are detrimental to you, but you're attracted to them anyway? This Yahoo article, Jeannie Mai has clarified why she doesn't want to be the leader in her marriage to her fiancé Jeezy after revealing her decision to submit to him.
It's about cohesion, not dominance. Jeannie wins.
Appreciate that, did y'all? On Thursday's episode of the Tamron Hall Show, the Real co-host further explained her controversial. What was controversial about what she said? I'm trying to figure out what is controversial about what she said. You either going to be feminine in a relationship or you're going to be masculine. There is no in between. There is no in between. You can't be a tweener. You can't be feminine some days and then masculine other days. You still lose.
And then they want to get mad at Jeezy dating out.
Right. Well, for me, submit does not mean that you are lower or less important than your man. Of course, Jeezy and I respect each other very equally because we are in an equal society, right? This is an equal society, right? We're supposed to be seeking equality, right? She said, what I mean is my work life and my actual life. I own my businesses. I run my team. I make all decisions. I lead entirely in the outside of my life. So in my home, I want my man to lead. I want him to take it. I want him to take in what I would like and what my wishes are, what my dreams are, and then incorporate it, making the overall decision the best for our vision together. Man, let me tell y'all, man. You got people that done been together for years. They've been together for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. I think there are people stuck on the thought of a relationship, but when it comes to it, they think it's too much work. So they will envision how they want certain things, but when it comes to making a decision to settle, not gonna say settle down, but settle down into a relationship, they don't really know what to do. And then it doesn't work out. It leads to you being single again. It leads to you being single again. So in my home, I read it. My scenes unperturbed after her remarks garnered a mixed response on social media. Well, it should have garnered, I would say, a response of conversation, because some of these conversations do need to be had. These conversations need to be had because a lot of women are wayward. A lot of women don't understand who they are. They don't understand what having a real man with them.
The masculine women are going to come after her for this one. Let the masculine Twitter war begins. Ding, 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 round one.
Well, they are coming at her, and they're gonna come at any woman who respects the man that she is with. Because there are a lot of these women out here who don't respect the man that they are with, who are messing around with other men behind that man's back, who talks down to him. That's what a lot of women are used to. So when they hear a woman talking about the thought of submission, they get upset because they're not used to that. And then these domineering women wonder why they can't keep a stable relationship. And then they're angry at the world. They're angry at all men. Well, you haven't dated all men. You just don't like the fact that there are men that's not going to put up with you. They're going to challenge you. They're not just going to let you say whatever it is you want to say. They're going to challenge you, and they're not going to let you talk down to them, belittle them, especially if they feel like they bring a lot to that relationship. That's just not how it works out here. It's not how it works out here. I just wish more people understood that. But they don't, because they're so used to being in lopsided relationships.
She is a snack. BW mad. Hashtag Team Ling Ling.
That David, maybe her co-hosts are mad. What's her name? Amanda Seales might have been upset. Amanda Seales may have been upset at that. I don't really care that she's, an Asian female. That matters not to me. Y'all can date whoever you want, but it doesn't really matter to me what her ethnicity is. I think a lot of Western women have the same values and the same, let's say values, but they have the same mindset. It just doesn't matter whether they're white, black, Asian, Hispanic. A lot of these women have the same mindset. I heard a Latina talk about how she likes to compete with men. And that told me everything I need to know about her. So I just think that you have a lot of Western women in general who take issue with the thought of submitting to the guy that they're with. I don't understand. And she explained it. That's the crazy thing. She actually explained what she meant by it. And then there are people that are still triggered. They're still emotional about it. Let's go on Twitter. Let's see. I agree with Jeannie. I want a submissive marriage. Being a dominant female, you crave a man who leads so you can be totally soft and play your role as a woman. You would think a lot of women would want that, right? But that's not the case, because there are women that like being in control. If we were to poll women in the melanated community, right, would you want things to go back to when the family was together? The man was leading the household. You could just sit at home and raise the kids and be a homemaker. I bet you will have more women decide not to want that than they would rather choose to work and go to school or do whatever it is they want to do. Because if in that dynamic of a two-parent household, that man is going to have the final say. He's going to be the leader. He's going to be the masculine figure. And there are women, again, that don't want that. They like things the way it is. They like the status quo. They do. Look at the voting habits. They like the status quo. They like the way things are. They don't want things to change. You have some women that want things to change, but you have a lot that don't. They like the fact that they can use harassment to remove men out of positions of power and get that and be able to step in and gain notoriety and gain more power. That is what's going on out here. It's a lot of roles being reversed to the point to where they don't want them to go back to the way it was. Let's see some of his comments. Let's see. This is the video here that people are taking issue with. But will Jeezy be submissive to Jeannie Mai? Why would Jeezy need to be submissive to her? See, that's the problem. Men should not be submitting to no woman or no man in general. They shouldn't submit to anybody. Why would he need to submit to her? Okay, this is from an Asian female. Said, I read the headline. Should Jeannie Mai... let me read it again. I read the headline. Should be Jeannie Mai misunderstands what submissive means and really just wants to do less cognitive labor. Whatever the hell that means. And this is from an Asian female. Y'all got the stereotype that Asian females are way more submissive. You know, okay, tell the men that they married that. Because I've seen differently. There you do got Asian women that are submissive, but those are native of their Asian countries. You get these westernized Asian women, you ain't going to get that. You're not going to get that submissiveness. See, so y'all really bashing Jeannie Mai. Y'all really have an issue being submissive to y'all husbands. I wonder when our generation gonna let a man be a man. There is nothing wrong with being submissive to your husband. There's absolutely nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. You got women on here agreeing with her. And shout out to the queens agreeing with her. Y'all say y'all queens, right? Shout out to the queens. Jeannie Mai played right into the trope of the submissive Asian wife. You hate to see the pick-me narrative racialized, not to mention giving black men more fodder for their black women don't be submissive enough bullshit. Now, this seemed like a young girl. And that's the difference, man. You got these young girls that minds are messed up. But when they get Jeannie Mai's age, they're going to regret it. And by the way, I'm not using the fact that she is Asian against melanated women. I don't care what her ethnicity is. It matters not to the conversation at hand. The conversation at hand is that you have women disagreeing with her. And I bet you got males too. Males that don't think women should submit to their men. That's because they're submitting to men. But they're not going to say nothing publicly. And y'all males know y'all. Y'all out here defending everything. Defending masculine women. Because you don't have any masculinity. But you will defend it in women. Jeannie Mai spent to have y'all talking about being submissive to men for the next 3 days. Yeah, we probably are. We probably are going to talk about this. All right. But I just wanted to speak on that. Let's see.